From 2019 to 2023, AEW averaged about 950,000 viewers a show, getting as high as 1,409,000 viewers during their debut show in October 2019, and as low as 462,000 viewers in June of 2021. In 2024, AEW has averaged about 750,000 viewers a show, getting as high as 891,000 viewers in January, and as low as 672,000 viewers in May. If you want to go back and watch my last two videos talking about AEW, you will hear me talk about everything wrong with AEW and Tony Khan. But in this video, I'm going to try to help. I'm going to tell you what could help AEW regain the viewership they so desperately need. To start out, Tony Khan needs to stop with all of the partnerships with New Japan, AAA, and other promotions. Tony needs to focus on the casual wrestling fan market. The only people who truly enjoy all these foreign wrestlers in the United States are the people who are extreme wrestling fans in general. It's the people who watch all of the promotions, but that audience is extremely small compared to the rest of the market. Tony focusing on the casual fans will help bring more people to the shows and more viewers watching weekly. Second thing Tony can do is shrink his venues. He is renting out basketball or hockey arenas that can hold 20,000 people, but is only selling up to 3,000 tickets. If you are having that hard of a time selling tickets, suck it up and downgrade. TNA was in the same position as AEW. They were very popular, but after an unfortunate chain of events, they almost went out of business and had to downgrade to arenas that filled maybe up to 1,000 people. Tony needs to accept that they are in the middle of their down point and just shrink venues. Third thing is, Tony needs to step down from the show operations. I can admit that he is a really big fan of all types of wrestling, but just because you are a fan doesn't mean you can be a good show creator. You could say that about me about making this video. Someone needs to be hired where they know what they are doing in television and know how to deal with a wrestling company. It's rumored and a picture was dropped of Tony and Shane McMahon having a meeting. Putting Shane in charge of the company would be a great choice. The man's father is the greatest wrestling promoter of all time. He sat back his whole life and learned the ins and outs of the wrestling industry. So having somebody that has been involved their whole life would be a great change. Tony is only involved with AEW because the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and Cody Rhodes needed somebody with deep pockets to fund their dream. Before AEW, and still, he is an executive for a football and a soccer team, so he has no place running a wrestling company. The fourth thing is, now that Tony Khan will not be running the show, he's still the money man. He should really focus on the current talent in the company and stop trying to get every free agent that comes up. Now, what I mean by focusing on the current roster, I mean hire some good writers that can put these wrestlers in interesting storylines and even have an entertaining character to play. Also, he should create the AEW version of the Performance Center. Since Tony owns Ring of Honor now, they could use that as their training grounds. A lot of these people that are on the roster have indie training. They need to be polished so less mistakes happen and less people get hurt. With WWE, you can see the difference between the NXT stars and the people from the 90s starting out. Focusing on the current roster and building stars from that will give AEW that unique feel, instead of having all these former stars from WWE or New Japan run the show. The fifth thing is, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega need to not have creative control. The Young Bucks have won the tag titles 3 times, totaling over 401 days. They are currently on a run with the tag titles as we speak. They also, with Kenny, have had 2 runs with the trio tag titles totaling 56 days. Now, if Kenny wasn't always hurt, he would have more championships on his resume. He's had 1 world title run lasting 346 days, 1 tag team run with Adam Page that lasted 228 days. Also, when they had the collab with TNA, Kenny was holding the AEW world title, the world title from AAA in Mexico, and won the TNA world title and the Impact world title. These guys should not be able to stack themselves up, and because they got so much power, all their friends get pushed also instead of other people. With having these guys have so much control, it's one of the reasons why the whole CM Punk thing happened. Stay tuned if you want to hear me talk about that in my next video. The sixth and final thing is learning when to go extreme. Knowing when to have people bleed and when to use weapons. Currently, weapon using and bleeding is happening almost every show. It loses its effect over time. When it happens every once in a while, people will get more shocked when it happens. People don't give a damn about it anymore. It's a legit meme that Jon Moxley will take a drop kick and start gushing from it. That's how not exciting it is right now. Take a thing from WWE and let it happen when it's adding something to the story itself. Like when Rock busted Cody open before Mania, it was a perfect thing to add to the story between them. Getting back to the point of, oh my god, he's busted open, will bring that excitement back to the hardcore moments in AEW. Now, these are all small things that Tony can change within days to make the show better and bring the viewership back. I may seem like an AEW hater from my past AEW videos, and I may seem that way in future videos, but I genuinely want them to succeed. I love the idea of competition between AEW and WWE. It brings out the best in both companies, but knowing Tony Khan, he will not change anything. He truly believes that everything is going perfect for AEW, but as you heard me say in the beginning, viewership and attendance are dropping. 3 years ago, I made a video predicting the current situation AEW is in, and it's the same thing that happened to WCW. Hopefully for all the wrestlers and the staff within AEW, they don't turn out like WCW. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to subscribe for more in-depth wrestling content, and let me know what you would change to make AEW better. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video.
The Greek Freak!
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.